Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Age Capture Live. I am your host, Harold Bridgeforth, and today I have a very special guest, a friend of mine, director, actor, Mr. Johnny Ray Gibbs. How you doing, sir?
How you doing, my friend?
I'm good. I'm good. Long time. Obviously, you got a lot on your plate. You're moving around, a lot of things moving around. But just wanted to get you on the show. So I appreciate you being on my show. What we're gonna do basically is I'm gonna ask you a couple questions based on directing and your filmmaking, and then the other half of the show is gonna be for my other brand, Sports Fans Only. That's going to be sports related. And then afterwards, we're going to have a little bit of a closing, your plugins, any of your social media you want to add, any programs or things that you're involved with now. And then we'll be done. Okay.
Okay. Quick question real quick, because somebody just tried to call me on this line here. Did you lose me for a second there?
For a second, it just went black. Yeah,
okay, sorry about that.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
If I put it on airplane mode, I might lose you, right?
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah.
I know. I hate when people call me. It's 8:30 at night. Nobody should be calling me right now.
It happens. So
I know.
That's the way it works. Okay. All right, so we're going to go right into it. All right, so the first question is, how did you get into directing?
Okay, well, long story short, I got into directing. I've been an actor for a few years now. Mm-hmm. Back in 1983, I kind of got into acting for a little while, and then I had a bad car wreck in 1988. We'll go through that later, but I didn't get back into acting until about 5 years ago.
Okay.
And I got into it back into it by accident. And I mean, I can tell you right now, I'm the luckiest guy alive in the whole wide world. I'm a very blessed man, I tell you that. I got to work with some of the Hollywood's top actors, on set. I worked with Woody Harrelson and Kevin Costner on The Highwaymen.
Nice.
And I got to watch one of my favorite directors, John Lee Hancock, The Blind Side.
Yep.
And I got to work with him. He kind of inspired me. I always wanted to make my own film, but I didn't know anything about directing, So watching him and watching other directors from other movies that I've been in, you kind of learn something out there on the field,
Yeah, I didn't go to school pieces.
Or anything for it. Right.
Yeah, you get little pieces. Yeah.
My film, Old Man Jackson, we tried to start this film about 5 years ago. It didn't work out right. I took over directing it, and I think we did a pretty good job.
So when you started, you were acting first, and then while you were acting in your films, and you were like, oh, maybe I would want to direct. Was it always something that you wanted to do, or was it when like you were on the set, then you were like, oh, maybe I want to direct something?
No, man, it was by chance I started doing this, and I loved it. When I first started directing, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I had to get some, but I learned as I went along, And these last couple of years, I've gotten so much better at it. Even some of the top actors I had in my film told me what a great job I did directing. I said, "You're not just saying that, are you?"
Yeah, you're not just blowing smoke in my ass.
I know. Right. I've worked with some really great icon actors in my film. Forgive me, I got a little allergy going on here. It's been really hot here in Texas. We've had a high allergy season right now.
Oh, my sister lives in Austin. Where are you at in Texas?
Okay. I am actually south of Houston in a small town called Pearland.
Okay, awesome.
Very great little town, Awesome. And we filmed most of my movie here in this small town. Well, anyway, I fell in love with directing. I've got 2 more movies lined up I want to direct. When I finish my, we're in post-production, by the way. Old Man Jackson.
Yeah, let me know. Like we talked off camera. Let me know if you need anything like marketing wise. I was willing to help.
Absolutely.
I work with, so definitely. Going into some additional things, we talked about directing, and then off camera we were talking about you grew up next to a very well-known person, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I actually knew Julia Roberts too. She would come over to my house. She would visit. See, Eric and he lived with his father, you know, and I don't want to get personal here. I guess most people know the story. They can just look online. Eric's a great guy. I tell you what, I met Julia when we're 10, 11 years old. She's my age. Eric's 10 years older than me. But I hate it when our people refer Eric as, you know, oh, that's Julia's brother. No, that's Eric Roberts.
Yeah. He's the older. Man. He's the older sibling too. It's like
he is.
He's the one that was already on. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I hate it when people refer him as Julia's brother.
I think it's just because Julia Roberts is probably now she's gotten bigger.
Of course,
got bigger movies, I guess. Yeah, but
you know what?
She has more acclaim, I guess.
So has Eric. He's an idol friend, and you know, he's good people.
Yeah, I just did a movie with Eric in the beginning of I think last year.
He's quite a character, huh?
Yeah, like he was doing. He shot his stuff in Cali, and I shot my stuff in Connecticut, and like they had to use the green screen and stuff. But he's in the movie. I'm in the movie, but we weren't actually on the set, but. You know, we've talked like online, like through Instagram. But yeah, everyone that actually worked with him on set was saying he's really cool, really down to earth. You know, he's very flexible, I guess.
Very
for acting wise.
And I never mentioned Julia. I never mentioned Julia in front of him because Eric is Eric. He's the own legend.
Yeah. Sometimes you get that with like siblings and you know you're in the same business, so you know sometimes that's problematic. But you know that's always a good benefit. You know, it's not always what you know, it's who you know. You know, so that's always a plus.
Nowadays,
nowadays
it's not always. It's pretty much networking. You know.
Yeah, networking. Yeah. So you know, going into Old Man Jack, can you tell us a little bit about the actual film? Like, tell us a little bit about the film, you know, who stars in it and so on.
Okay. Well, you know, let me take you back 5 years ago. The only really big name I had at that time was Jessica Morris.
Okay.
She plays on a lot of Lifetime movies. Great person. Good friend. You know, like I say, this is third time charm here. So, you know, the film fell apart. And I tried to put it together a year later. It all was going to be originally a short film.
Okay.
You know, I was attending the Film Acting Academy in Houston.
Okay.
And the instructor, Lee Stringer, had told the students how important it was to have a demo reel. You know?
Yeah.
So a lot of the actors didn't have one. So I started writing a little short story. This was a short story at first. And I started picking out these actors. Okay, I want you to play that. I want you to play that. I want you to play this. And we put it together. And I said, we'll film it, edit it, color correct it, you know, and then you got yourself a demo reel. But the story kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It became a feature film. You know, it's a family-friendly comedy movie.
Yeah.
It's about a hypochondriac mechanic. His grandfather started the business, passed it on down to him. He wanted to go to an Ivy League school, but he ended up inheriting the business. He has no children, and now he wants to carry on the legacy. But he goes out one day, and everything that could possibly go wrong with this one person in one day goes wrong. I don't want to get into details because I want you to see the movie.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch it, but you know, just for the fans and the audience, just to get the kind of idea of what the synopsis is broken down.
Right.
And then who do you have that's attached to it? Who are the stars? I know you got stars.
I've got David Bourne plays Andy Jackson in the movie. David Bourne is a world famous Robin Williams impersonator, you know, world famous. And he's been in a lot of movies. And he was also in The Highwayman. He played the Sheriff Jordan Henderson in The Highwayman.
Okay.
And he's a good friend of mine. Lives in Woodlands, Texas. We became really good friends. Kathy Garber, she plays Mrs. Jackson. Now, Kathy Garber is famous for being Sissy on the 60s show called Family Affair.
Okay.
People my age would know that. I grew up watching that. And I've got a few guest stars on there. I've got Robert Lasardo,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you
Yep,
and
Robert,
Emilio was talking about him.
yep,
Robert this guy is phenomenal. I'm gonna let
yep.
you in on a little secret about Robert. A lot of people don't know this.
Oh,
Robert
okay.
was in the Navy. He trained war
Okay.
dogs in the
There
Navy.
we go. There we go. I'm in the army,
So
so that's
okay, well you would appreciate him. He would appreciate
yeah.
you.
He already. I'm saying we were already cool. We're already friends. So I didn't know that, but that's good.
Well,
Cool.
Robert played a guest star. He's a good friend of mine. I met Robert 5 years ago here in Houston at a screening, and we became, just like instantly became friends.
Mm-hmm.
And we exchanged numbers and kept in touch. And I told him I got a project coming up, and sure enough, you know, I've got this real two iconic actors in my film. Richard Riley.
Okay.
A lot of people, that's a hard name to pronounce. It's a lot of people, Rielli, or he pronounces it really, Riehele.
Okay.
Yeah, really. He was in. He's been in. This guy's an icon actor. He's been in 100 movies.
Nice. Very
Some of the biggest movies. Right. And the most iconic actor that I have in my film is none other than Butch Patrick, who played Eddie Munster in the Munsters.
Munsters, yep. You know they redid that. Did you see that? They redid it on Netflix.
I did. I saw it. It's a different version, of Rob Zombie.
I'm a Rob Zombie fan in terms of like his music. I think he's very talented, but I think he needs to stop making films. I don't know why.
Remakes.
Yeah, I don't. He's got a niche that he can do, like horror. But I think that just maybe the Munsters just turned me off. It was just kind of like it didn't remind me of the original story,
the original
show.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, like maybe it's just salty, but best of luck with it.
It was definitely different. I tell you that, and to be honest with you, other than growing up watching the Munsters, I'm not really. I'm going to make a lot of fans mad. I'm not really a horror fan. I just don't watch horror movies. They don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like a couple of them kind of stood out
to me. The original Nightmare on Elm Street back in those days, and
Friday the 13th.
Those were, Friday the
Halloween.
13th. But Halloween. You know what? I've never seen not one Halloween movie.
No.
Nope. I haven't seen not one of them.
The last one's coming out soon, so you got to catch up. But all right.
I don't know. I'm not a horror fan.
Yeah, everyone has.
I'm in a couple of. I'm in a couple of horror movies. I think I lost you there. There you go.
No, you're good.
I'm in a couple of horror movies, believe it or not. I did a movie. This goes back to Eric Roberts. So I got to meet him again 5 years ago in California. Well, let me go back a little bit. I was in a Western film in Reno, Nevada called Destiny. And the producer, Jessica Sauce, she asked me to come to California to be in the movie called The Demonic Dead. I said, I don't want to be a demon or anything like that. She said, no, you'll be a demon slayer. I said, okay.
I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that.
And then she told me Eric Roberts was going to be, and I thought, man, that's great. I would love to see my old neighbor again. And I'll tell you, I did. It was by accident. I saw him at a Hollywood show in California. I was in the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the restaurant. Some guy came up to me and said, "Are you an actor?" I said, "Well, yeah. Okay." He goes, "Are you in that show in there?" And I said, "No." I said, "I'm supposed to be here doing a movie on Monday. I met Eric Roberts." He goes, "Really?" He goes, "I just saw Eric Roberts in the show. I didn't know Eric was there. I didn't know he was at the Hollywood show." So I said, "Eric Roberts is in the Hollywood show right now?" He said, "Yep." So I went in there and I ran into Eric. I looked at him and said, "Eric." I said, "It's been years." I said, "You were my neighbor." He looked at me like I was some.
Did he remember you?
Well, not at first, of course, because we're talking 40
years.
40 years. Yeah.
But
I said, "Eric," I said, "I lived on Monroe Drive in Atlanta, and you lived in the Ansley Forest Apartments." And he goes, "Johnny Gibbs." I said, "Yeah."
See?
I said, "Yeah." We hit it off. I let him call my sister Teresa on the phone to say hi to her because they were friends in high school. They knew each other.
Okay.
Eric's a great guy. Even though he's older than me. He would cut across my backyard
Mm-hmm.
Instead of going all the way around the parking lot of the apartments, he would cut through my backyard, to go to school.
Yeah, but
And,
it's weird. It's like when you're coming up of age, it's not like, put it like this. It's not like you would have known that he would have become who he is, and that's kind of like how his personality. He's just a regular guy. He doesn't really like stand out where it's like he's like, oh well, I'm like at this level, but he's worked with like everybody, literally like almost every actor that I can think of. He's either been in a movie with him or either recent or a long time ago. He's played all different characters, so that's always a good resource, and that's always a good person to bounce ideas off of.
Yeah, I'd like to see him make one big hit before he
like stops. Yeah. He's been in a couple of big ones like I remember he was in Batman. I think it was Batman Begins with Christopher Nolan. I think he was in that one with the Joker. Maybe it was the second one, the Dark Knight. Maybe I think he was in.
Yeah, the Dark Knight. I think it was.
He was in one of them.
Yeah.
But
now he's just about in everything. I mean, the guy's got 500 credits. I don't know.
Yeah, he just does everything, because he just stays busy. That's just how
he does. So. He's a great guy. I love his voice. I wish I had a voice. I wish I had a voice like that. My voice is very raspy.
You gotta make it work.
I hate it. I hate my voice, man. I hate it.
A lot of people, they say that, they're like, oh yeah, I hate my voice. The sound or whatever. But it's just make it work.
I'll make it work.
So
anyway, where were we? I told you I was going to be all over the place.
It's fine. Like I said, I don't care. No, it's okay. It's okay. You're good. So next, going into like, so you had a lot of different projects you worked on. What would be like your dream project as a director? Like if you got, because you got the movie that's coming out, you're working on 2 other ones. You worked on a lot of different projects as an actor. So you got to remember, some people, they go right out and they're a director. They never were actors. And then some people are actors and you never go to directing. You have the balance of both because you kind of know how it is to be an actor, being directed, and then you kind of know how a director feels with actors, So what would be your dream director job? Or what if someone were to give you a script and say, this is your movie, what would be the movie?
Well, like I said, this Old Man Jackson is a comedy. So on the reverse side of that, I wrote a script called Mr. Blue.
Okay.
Really, really good script. It's a crime drama, mafia type movie,
Okay.
It's a little bit of mixed drama, everything in it. And I would like Robert Lasardo to star in that movie. I've already talked to him about it. I gave him a script. He loves it. And I for some reason, I have a bigger role in that one that I want for myself, because it's just that I looked at it and said, I would like that role right there,
Would you, if that would be your ideal thing right now? If like, I don't know, Sony, Paramount, Disney, they say, oh, Johnny, here's a check for $300 million. Make your movie.
I'll make anything they want me to make for that. Well, like I say, Mr. Blue is going to be a great movie,
Okay.
And
maybe you got a role for me. Send me some signs.
I will, my friend. I'm in post production of Old Man Jackson right now, and I forgot to mention one more name. Artie Pasquale is in it as well from The Sopranos.
Yeah.
I heard you guys talking about that. So my top actors in that. We're going to go back and forth here. My top actors will be the Kathy Garver, David Bourne, Robert Lasardo, Richard Riley, and Artie Pasquale. I could have sworn there was one more in there, but anyway, so my dream job would be Mr. Blue. This is the beginning. Nice. Old Man Jackson. I hope it's a hit. It's a family-friendly comedy for all ages, and believe it or not, there's not one curse word in that whole movie.
Are you putting it in theaters? Or is it direct?
That's my goal. Okay. I would like to put it in select theaters to see how it does, and good top streaming channels.
Nice.
It is a independent film. Okay. So we'll see how
what type of camera did you shoot it on? Do you remember? Like, do you know which kind of
C Canon 500?
C Canon 500. All right, nice.
But even though it's a camera that's about 5 years old, we had an Optimus recorder.
Okay.
I'm learning all this little stuff as I go. You know, my camera guy, Jim Bogle, love-hate relationship. He'll tell you himself.
That's the way it is. That's the way directors and DPs work. Sometimes it's like, you're trying to get a shot, and there's like, I can't get you that shot with this. I have to get it. You're like, what? Like, So directors and DPs, they always go at it sometimes, but it's like a love-hate thing, because once it's done, you're both looking at it. You both put in a lot of work. It's just because you guys are passionate. I'll
tell you what, though, man, the whole crew I had was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Everybody, nice. From my editor to my sound guy, my first AD, Curtis Vaughn, great guy. We made magic happen. It took us 2 years. 2 years, because let me go back just a little bit. Mm-hmm. My first time around, before COVID hit,
okay,
the night before I started to film, I had Jessica Morris coming into town. I had another actor, they're no longer in the film, but coming into town. Mm-hmm. And the night before I was set to film, my wife's brother died in Mexico.
Sorry to hear that.
I took a big chunk of the budget and paid for a flight for my wife and 3 daughters to fly over there to Mexico for his funeral. I had to stay behind. I had a choice to make. It was a bad choice. So, I mean, I had no choice, but we did about 2 weeks worth of filming, and then my mother got sick in Atlanta.
Okay.
So I had to shut the project down. I went to Atlanta, put my mother in hospice, paid for the funeral. That was my budget for my film,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then we were going to set, I put it on the back burner. Mm-hmm. A year later, I want to start filming again. Then COVID hit.
That's what me and Emilio were talking about. It's like, it's just with the actor's career. I'm sorry to hear about your family, your mom. And,
Thank you. Thank you. I wish my mom was around to see the film, and she was rooting for me,
It's always like you get hit with a lot of different things that are personal. I think throughout most careers in acting, and just in general. But a lot of times when you're trying to build something with film, a lot of people, they don't understand how much goes into the film outside of just the acting and the camera. There's like 1,000 different moving parts, and as a director, it's really your thing, because you got to make sure everybody's doing what they're doing so that you get the product at the end, and then it's like post-production, and it's marketing, and then it's put in the theaters, and then you got to wait to get it's a lot. So it's like I give any person that does and puts their their forefront into their passion to get just one project out, let alone multiple. You know what I mean? So kudos to you and you going through all that stuff. And all I say, I wish you the best with all that stuff. I will be supporting your film. Let me know, like I said, let me know anything that you need on my end, because I love to see my people kind of get on and do their thing. So
appreciate your support.
Definitely.
Thank you for that. Tell you what, man, my wife was ready to throw me to the curb. All that money I put into the film.
Yeah, that's how it is, because it's money.
I'm a very blessed man. So let me tell you real quick. I've been married 28 years to a beautiful nurse practitioner. I've got 3 daughters. I have a son. I have 3 granddaughters.
Okay. So you're just like me.
I'm a very blessed man.
I have 3 daughters and 1 son too.
Wow. Okay. We got a lot in common there.
That's it, man. That's it.
Anyway, I'm trying. I've been very blessed to have done this.
You just got to keep doing what you can do. And enjoy. It's about the quality, right? Quality of life, giving back to other people. And then, like you said, you're learning different things on the job, and then your passion is being out. You're meeting people. That's why I said, even with a lot of the people that I talk to, it's different when you're an artist, because when you're an artist, you have to do these things, but you don't really make it into like a job. It's like your passion is what you project to people, and then whatever they receive it as, they receive it. But that's your passion part. That's why. Even when we're talking about like Rob Zombie, we may never like that Monsters or any movie that he made, but like he did the same process, got the casting, did the camera, did the pre-production, post-production, went through probably ups and downs, and then he has a product at the end that he's happy with, hopefully. So, like I said, you just keep doing what you got to do, man, and have fun doing
my
it.
Favorite motto is whatever happens, it's all about the journey.
Yep, it's all about the journey. You're right.
It is. Whether it comes out, I mean, I've been on bad films where they had little just iPhones and they were filming the whole movie, and I was looking around like, where's the water at?
Yeah.
And but you always meet somebody good. It's always something good comes out of a bad film, for some reason,
Yeah.
You meet somebody,
or they're looking at you like, damn, I wish it, when is it done? And then you're like, oh yeah, well, you did work on this? Oh, I didn't know that. And then that's what you wouldn't have met that person unless you dealt with that crappy
exactly.
ass.
I would have not got to meet my old neighbor Eric Roberts if it hadn't been for the one film I did in Reno, Nevada, and working with him, and then getting into the Film Acting Academy and being able to work with Woody Harrelson, Kevin Costner, and the likes of them. It's great. It's a great journey. At first, my wife was like, "What are you doing? Are you going through a midlife crisis here?" And I'm like, "No, this was meant to be. This is my destiny. It's my destiny." Yes.
So that's it's an awesome story. Like I said, I wish you the best with that. And then for now, we're gonna go into the sports section, because that was my last question for your art and for directing. Like I said, any of the links, definitely send them to me after we record, and then I'll add them to the YouTube, Facebook, and as the promotion, you'll see the promotions coming out for the previous videos, and then when yours comes out, it'll be linked and everything. So as much as you want, send them to me, pictures, IMDb pages, and so on for the film. So we'll definitely get that out there.
Will do.
So going into the sports question for my other brand, Sports Fans Only, we did talk off camera, and you are a diehard Cowboys fan, so you hit me in the heart.
We them boys,
right? But then you also like the Falcons.
Yes, so, I do. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Well, of course, watching the Falcons as a young kid, I don't know. I can't tell you. When I was 10 years old, I suddenly just started watching the Cowboys. Fell in love with the Cowboys. Roger Staubach.
That's it. That's a legend.
I liked the Falcons way back when Steve Bartkowski was the quarterback. Back then, and I can't remember any other ones. But growing up, I'm always rooting for the Falcons or the Cowboys. When they play each other, it's a win-win for me. They do play each other every now and then. I don't think they're playing each other this year.
I don't think this year. Yeah. I don't think so.
Every other year.
Yeah. So either way though, they're not typical. They don't play each other on a regular basis. So and they're not in their different conference and things like that. So it's not like it's a bad thing to play either one of them, and they're both great teams. But for this particular video, we're going to focus on the Falcons, because you are a Falcons fan as well.
Okay.
So my question to you, for the sports fans question, is who do you think did more for the Falcon franchise? Michael Vick or Matt Ryan?
That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
They're both great quarterbacks. They are, and I always loved watching the way Michael Vick plays. I mean, he's not just a quarterback. This guy's a running back.
Yeah.
He's fast on his feet. I can't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, but because I got to go back and look. We tend to forget after a few years. But was Michael Vick the quarterback when they were playing? I think they were playing the Vikings. And that game determined if they were going to the Super Bowl or not.
I think so. Remember. Yeah. Because I know Matt Ryan, he brought them. I think they got a Super Bowl, don't they?
Falcons don't have ever.
They won
won. They went to the Super Bowl.
They went to Super Bowl. Yeah, they went to Super Bowl.
They had 4 touchdowns against Tom Brady. Tom Brady
yeah.
came back and
and won.
it's like, Tom Brady.
Yeah, they went to a Super Bowl with
Yeah,
Matt
they
Ryan.
went.
They didn't go to a Super Bowl with Michael Vick.
And that's what Matt Ryan is. He's just. Let's put it this way: when I die, I want the Falcons to be my pallbearers, so they can let me down one last time.
Well, I mean, you can't do that much better with the Cowboys, man. It is. Hey,
but at least they won 5 Super Bowls back in the '90s, man.
They have their championships.
Troy Aikman.
They got the championships.
I hate it when these people that hate the Cowboys, I was like, the last time they won the Super Bowl, my great-great-grandmother was alive.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. That's what's sad. It's horrible, but
it's all about the journey, my friend.
Yeah. I think
they're going to win another one. I think they're going to be okay this. We lost Dak, I don't know when he's coming back, but
they look good without him. That's
they're barely getting by. They're barely getting it, man. We got a great defense, but the offense is just mediocre.
Yeah.
Cooper's got to let go of that ball really quick.
It's kind of like you don't really know what we have because we're kind of not all together yet. So I
tell you what, though, the Eagles are looking good. The Giants are looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Washington is being Washington.
Yeah, we can always count them to be last. So it's like, all right. we don't have to worry about them. But usually it's the Eagles. I think the Eagles are always going to be the hardest.
Wow.
They usually be the hardest. So.
We can get past the Eagles this year, at least 1-1 with them.
Yeah.
We might do okay.
Yeah. But
I would love to see the Falcons, make it.
And I don't know. We'll see.
The Falcons, I would love to see. I'm sorry, I lost you there. Okay, you're back.
You lost me in the camera?
Just for a split second.
So what do you think? Do you think that Matt Ryan did he do more, or do you think Michael Vick did for the Falcons at least?
Well, I put them both up there. I don't think one's better than the other. Really, I think they both did great.
Okay,
I really do.
So pretty even.
I would. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame what happened to Michael Vick, but I'm glad he made a comeback and got to redeem himself.
Yeah,
he's retired now.
That was kind of difficult on his career. They kind of used him as an example, and that wasn't really fair.
That wasn't fair at all. It wasn't fair at all because they only use him because of his name, his status.
Exactly.
That was totally unfair, and I'm glad he got a chance to come back and redeem himself and play again. He did come back and play again, right?
Yeah.
But he's retired now, right?
He's not playing anymore. Yeah, he's done.
Okay.
Yeah.
But speaking of Matt Ryan, is he not with the Falcons this year either? I don't even know who's playing for the Falcons this year.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's playing for the Falcons. I don't think he's playing anymore. I think he retired. But he did bring them to a Super Bowl. And even when I look at it, it's kind of like it's a difficult perception, and even from my research, a lot of people they give Michael Vick kind of changed the entire game to a perspective a lot of people now.
He was fun to watch.
Yeah, it's like a mobile thrower. So now it's that's the blueprint for success from one angle. But you've always had mobile quarterbacks, but Michael Vick was like you said, he was like a running back and thrower.
Yeah, he's incredible.
So, I don't know.
We got a couple of quarterbacks now just like him right now. I think one of them would be Murray. Murray from scrappy little guy, but guy can run.
He's smaller, though.
He's
smaller. He's littler.
Yeah. When he was playing for A&M, I watched him before he went to Oklahoma.
Okay.
Because my daughter went to A&M. My daughter went to A&M same time he did. And didn't he leave A&M to go play for Oklahoma? And he brought Oklahoma a championship, didn't he?
Yeah.
He sure did. And then, of course, we got the Kansas City. Is it Kansas City? Mahomes?
Mahomes.
Mahomes. Yeah, Mahomes. Yeah, he's another incredible quarterback.
I mean, that's what they're trying to do now. They're trying to do the blueprint for success is to have a thrower that if he doesn't have anything open, he can run. So a lot of the guys that aren't really runners, they're being pushed more to be more physical. Because in the past it was either you had a a scrambling quarterback, like kind of like I'm talking about like in the '90s, like Steve Young, like even Aikman kind of ran a little bit. But and then it was like Peyton Manning, where it was just pure pocket. He didn't run, couldn't run. It was just, but in that pocket, he could make things happen. So it's kind of like now they want to have a hybrid, and that's the only way that you can really survive in the NFL. You have to be able to run a little bit, and you have to be able to throw as a quarterback. So it's like,
Cooper does that for the Cowboys. He's done a little bit of that, and of course Dak. He's
Dak is Dak is the same way. Dak is the same way. It's kind of like he can definitely run if he wants to, and he can definitely throw. So that changes.
I'd like to see Ezekiel get with it because I don't think he's been living up to his.
He had one good season, and then he got that check. That's it. That's typical what happens. They get a check, they get that check, and then it's
every team they double and triple guard this guy. He can't get anywhere.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway.
So next is we're gonna get into the rapid fire questions, and the rapid fire questions are basically I'm gonna give you a scenario, and you're gonna get to choose one or the other. So, like for instance, if I say which would you rather eat, which is your favorite, or burgers or hot dogs, you would say.
I would say hamburger.
Hamburger. So it's like it's that simple. And then if you want to elaborate on anything. you can if you'd like.
I mean, wow, what can I say, man? Listen, here in Texas, man, they got great hamburger places all over.
I heard.
I don't eat fast food hamburgers. I don't eat fast food hamburgers. Every now and then, if I'm on the road and there's nothing close by and I'm really hungry, I might stop through Burger King. I like Burger King better than McDonald's hamburgers, but I like McDonald's French fries better than Burger King. I think they should swap.
I love their French fries, but I don't like the burgers. And then if I want a burger, I go to Burger King. I can't.
Yeah, me too. We got a lot in common, man. Are you an Aries? Are you an Aries, by the way? What
my wife is. My wife is an Aries, but no, I'm not. I'm a Libra.
Okay, all right. I'm an Aries.
There you go. So,
I guess hamburgers, and I love hamburgers with ketchup, mustard, lettuce, tomatoes, and extra onions, man. I'm a big onion eater. I got to carry mints wherever I go, though.
All right. So we're going to go through, and then, like I said, if you want to elaborate on any of them, it's fine, but it's either this or that. You ready?
Okay. Yep. Okay.
All right. So, better franchise, Yankees or Red Sox?
Yankees.
Okay.
Yeah.
Best player, Kobe or Jordan?
That's not fair. That is not fair, man.
I can't give you the easy ones.
And I have to pick one, right?
You got to pick one. Jordan or Kobe?
Man, that is just very unfair question right there. I will have to go with man. I love you, Michael, but I'm gonna have to go with Kobe Bryant, and God rest his soul, man. I mean, I cried the day he died, man.
Yeah, man.
I cannot believe what happened, man. That's very, very sad, man.
Sad story. What a talent, man. What a talented guy.
Yes.
And he was all around good. Like, he was a good guy. We don't know all like the personal stuff, but as a player, professional, he was a family guy. You couldn't really ask for much more of a player, and he emulated a lot of Michael Jordan. So you kind of got like a taste of that for the younger group. And one of the things that I loved about his career was he got a chance to play against Michael too.
Yeah, like I saw the video the other day of I see that every now and then, the replay of when I think Michael Jordan was on the ground.
Yeah. So he like I think the first play, Kobe did like a crossover and kind of like made him fall back, and he said, "Okay."
And then I think he scored
like 60. I think he scored like 60 on Kobe, but he was like, "Okay, he's not bad."
Every time I see that, brings tears to my eyes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because a lot of people don't ever get a chance to like play against their idol. Like literally, he says like Michael Jordan is the reason why he was Kobe. Like he emulated him down to like the tongue sticking out, the way he jumps, the fadeaway. Like it was almost the same game. And that's the reason why it's so hard to kind of pick between the two, because they were like you're looking at it like
is, both of them phenomenal.
All right. So next director question: Spielberg or Cameron?
Spielberg or who?
Or Cameron, James Cameron.
Oh, definitely Spielberg.
Yeah,
Steven Spielberg. Yes, I mean nice. He's just
Okay.
I think I've saw all his movies. I don't think I've what names a couple of movies that Cameron has.
Cameron?
Maybe,
Titanic, Avatar, Terminator.
That's probably why. I'm going to go with Spielberg. I've seen Titanic, but I haven't seen Avatar. I haven't seen.
I mean, in terms of like, I don't know. I guess it's a bias thing, but it's very close in the ideology of like directing, because you got E.T., you got like basically any type of genre Steven Spielberg can shoot, and then you have the biggest movies that ever the movies that made the most money, and two of them are James Cameron's. Titanic and Avatar, the two highest grossing films of all time, are two of his. So it's kind of like the same thing. It's kind of
I'm ashamed that name didn't hit me right off the spot, but I know who you're talking about now. But Spielberg, come on, everybody knows
everybody knows Spielberg. Yeah, everybody knows Spielberg.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the movie with Tom Hanks, Saving Private Ryan, wasn't that a Spielberg movie?
Yeah, Steven Spielberg. Yeah.
Yeah, because speaking of that movie, I also got to work with Tom Sizemore.
Okay.
Tom Sizemore is right here in Houston. Great guy, man. I mean, he's quite a character, man. Quite a character.
Yeah, I met Tom. He was working on a project of one of my friends, Billy Hartman. He's doing.
Oh, K-Town.
Yeah, K-Town. Yep. So like he was there. Project. I met him. Yep. See, so there you go.
I know all about it, man. If I'm not in it, I know about it. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
Tom. A lot of people don't know this, but Tom has a brother named Aaron, and I was friends with him too. I knew him. He was a great musician, and he just got through making his first movie in Michigan, and he passed away. A lot of people don't know about that. He's, I feel real bad about that. Tom and his family, Sizemore, they're a great family. I sent Tom's mother some flowers up in Michigan. And,
so you know them pretty well.
Well, I've met Tom a few times and came down to Houston. We spent some time together.
Okay.
Not just on set, but off set. We did a movie called Narco Sub here in Houston.
Okay.
And me and Tom became good friends. I picked him up at the airport.
Nice.
We hung out. And
he's a nice guy. I think when he was on set, when we were there, when I was in Jersey with him, he was kind of cautious because COVID. COVID was kind of big, so he didn't when he gets on set, everybody kind of knows who he is. So everyone's like at the end, they want to take pictures with him and stuff.
Of
so he was kind of like,
he's a great guy.
But he was very cool down the road.
Yeah.
Next, this one is if you got in a fight and you got to pick somebody. One of these two people, your opponent gets to take the other person. Okay? So if you got in a fight, you get to pick one of these two people, but your opponent gets the other person. So if you pick this person, then your opponent gets the other person. All right?
Okay.
Mike Tyson, or Holyfield, Evander Holyfield.
I'll say Mike Tyson.
2-on-2. So Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson, yeah.
All right,
I'd like to meet him someday.
Yeah, Tyson would be great. He'd be I heard he's a character. I hear he's like super funny. I wouldn't mind meeting him either.
I wouldn't want to get on his bad side.
Definitely not. No, definitely not. I'd be like, no, Mike, I'm good. No, Harry, no, Mike, I'm good, Mike. Chill. I'm all right. And then the last question is a comic book. I'm a comic book fan. So team Superman or Batman?
Oh, I get these hard questions.
I can't give you any easy ones. No easy ones.
I would say Batman. I grew up watching Batman and Robin and the originals, and I don't know, something about that show appealed to me. It's wham, pow, zam, the
Yep.
Joker, all
Yep.
them,
Yep. Yep.
you know.
Yeah, Batman's
I
my favorite. So
Batman.
yeah, Batman's my favorite. So it's definitely. I don't know why. I guess the DC universe right now is kind of like all over the place. I don't know what's going on over there at Warner Brothers. They can't really get the filming stuff done, but hopefully they get their act together and they actually can create a similar system like Marvel did for like the Avengers and everything like that. You need to have, you can't have like a monopoly. You need more than one thing going on where people can kind of see like this is the difference between this and that. Like you don't want all the movies to kind of be the same. I think that's what's going on a lot with Marvel right now. A lot of people are like oversaturated with the characters and they're getting like burnt out because everything's the same. There's no different, So
Well, I
that's just
tell you
long
what,
story.
I'm a big independent guy. Okay, I
Yeah.
love independent movies. I mean,
Yeah.
I support the indie industry
Hmm.
big
Yeah.
time.
Always. Yeah.
I think they make great films. I mean,
Yeah.
you got the big Hollywood circle,
Hmm.
and then you got the independent circle. Okay,
Circle.
it's
Yep.
hard to get in the Hollywood circle.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very hard. Like you say, we talked about it earlier. It's not what you know now; it's who you know.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
pretty much always been that way.
Yeah. You get in there
I,
and then it's like, okay, like now you're in this circle. Now the film has to look like this. These people have to be attached to. When you're indie, you have a lot more control over, what you do, how you do it. That's the other thing.
right.
Like when you're,
And my movie Old Man Jackson is a independent film, but I have some
mm,
SAG actors in it.
yep.
There's a few SAG actors, but it's
Mm,
mostly independent.
okay.
In Texas, I mean, we're all about independent here.
Yeah. Yeah.
We want to be the next Hollywood, but for some reason they'd rather give all the incentives to oil companies,
Are
instead
there
of to them.
studios and stuff in Texas? Like, are there like major studios?
They are building more studios up in the Austin area and the Hill
Okay.
Country.
Okay.
And
Okay.
we would love to be the next. I mean, we're a little behind, but I think we're going to do fairly well the next coming, few years. And I would like to be involved in that as much as I can.
Just got to keep doing it.
Got
I
some
mean, that's
good
it.
stuff
You
on the
think,
horizon.
think about like Atlanta, right? We're talking about Atlanta. Like I know Tyler Perry built that studio down there, and that was because he was getting so much success, and now like Atlanta is like New York, and you have New York, you have Atlanta. Hopefully Texas will be big, and then you have LA. So it's kind of like you need
We're
places
right in the
where
middle.
everyone
We're right
can
in the
be.
middle. There's
Yeah,
Atlanta.
yeah,
There's California. There's
yeah.
Oklahoma's
They need to
doing
just
well.
make
New
it.
Mexico
Yeah.
is doing well. New
Hmm.
Orleans was doing really good for the longest time. I haven't seen much going on there. They were shooting Queen of the South there.
South. Yeah,
We
yeah.
we started. We started. I was on Queen of the South 3 times.
All right.
We shot up in Dallas, and then they moved to New Orleans.
Okay. Okay.
So I went from Houston to New Orleans to be on the show a few times.
Sure. Nice. Nice.
And a great show.
Yeah, it's a really good show. Yeah, I used to watch it on my lunch break at the job. I watched like at least I think like maybe 2 or 3 seasons of it. It was pretty good.
I think I 6 seasons. I think total.
Yeah,
5 or
total.
6. I'm not sure. I got to go
Mhm.
back and look at that. But anyway, I'm focusing on my Old Man Jackson right now, post production.
Let's get that done.
I've got 3 more scripts after this, man. I'm looking to
Okay.
get it out there. So hopefully this one will do very well.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Are
my
there
hope.
is there any way or where can people find you on social media? Like where if they want to get in touch with you, if they have any ideas, like where can they find you on social media?
Well, of course, I'm an old classic guy, so I'm still on Facebook. The younger crowd is on Instagram. I do have an Instagram. I'm not on there that much, but they can find me on there.
Okay.
And of course, IMDb.
Yeah, IMDb. Okay, so
Internet
IMDb, Facebook, and Instagram.
And
it's
Instagram,
under,
pretty much it.
So what is it? Is it Johnny Ray?
There's also. I'm sorry, what?
What's your name on those pages? Is it all
Johnny
the same?
Ray Gibbs.
Johnny Ray
Ray Gibbs. Yep.
Okay, great, awesome.
I am on LinkedIn as well.
LinkedIn. Okay.
All right.
So for fans, you can find him on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and IMDb. So I really appreciate you. I know you had a busy day. I know you're running around. I thank you for being on my show. And I just wish the best for you. And like I said, anytime that you need me, just let me know. And any person that's, part of my circle, part of my group, I try to help. And this is what the platform is used for, just to kind of get more exposure for people that are interested in directing, acting, music across the board. So I wish you just the best with success, my friend.
I appreciate you, my friend.
Definitely, definitely. All right. So thank you, all the fans. Make sure you share, subscribe, like the video, and we will see you in the next one. Okay? Peace out.
You have a great show, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
I really love your show, and I'm going to support you and tell all my friends about your show.
You're going to be back. So
I'll be back. I'll be back.
Follow up.
Okay, my friend. You take it easy.
All right, bro. Take it easy.